The 30-day rule says that the next time you find yourself considering an impulse buy, stop yourself and think about it for 30 days. If you still want to make the purchase after the 30 days, then go ahead and make the purchase. So there are two types of budgets that I want to discuss in this video. The first one being the 80-20 rule, which means that you use 80% on costs and the rest on your savings. The benefit of this is that it prioritizes your savings, and that's what you start off with. So you start off by saving the 20%, and then the 80% that's remaining, you use that for your living expenses.
Hi guys, my name is Nosi and thank you for watching my video.
The second kind of budget that I want to discuss is the budget planner. In this template, which is a standard budgeting template that you can get from Google, it has a projected income, which is what you project to get for that month, and then you can just put that in there. And it also has actuals, which will then be the actual income that you will get for that month. The nice thing that I like about this template is that it breaks down the costs into different categories. So there'll be housing, entertainment, transport, any loans that you have to pay, insurances, and then your investment. So it has a nice detailed breakdown of all the expenses that you will have for that month that you can put in there. So you compare what you projected for the month and then also compare to the actual for the month and then the difference. At the bottom here, it then adds up all the projected costs for that month, and then you can see it also puts in the actual costs for the month and then the difference between what you would have projected for the month and then the actual costs as well. And at the top, it also puts in then the balance that you have. So that will be the income minus the expenses and then the difference of where you are at the end of that month. A tip to consider is to ask your car insurance for a reassessment. I ask my car insurance for a reassessment every year, and they are most likely to give you a reassessment and reduce your premiums a little bit because they are probably going to increase with the new year, and asking them for a reassessment is also another tip to consider.
Another tip is to set realistic goals. So sometimes you may want to go from saving, I don't know, like maybe at 5,000 rand. So maybe that could be a little bit too much to cut out in 1 month, but maybe you can cut down 500 rand for that month. So setting goals that are attainable and are realistic and something that you can work towards. And remember, with the budget, it's also good to have grace on ourselves, have a little kindness towards ourselves. And even if you don't reach your budgeting goal for this month, it's a good idea then to just reassess and then reset your budget for the next month and say, how am I going to do this for the next coming month, and what improvements can I make for the month coming forward? So it's also important with our budget is that we review it very, very regularly. So I review my budget every month to see how far off I was or if I achieved it, and what adjustments I can make for the future and what things I need to do for me to be able to achieve my goal going forward. Remember, we also have to budget for savings. So saving for an emergency fund. So for example, saving for things that may come up. For example, you need a new tire, or you need to buy, you need to replace something in your house. So having savings as one of your expenses is also a good idea when it comes to budgeting. So putting that aside and making sure that you have something to dip into for anything that can happen that is unexpected or some event that wasn't planned for. Also with budgeting, we also need to put a premium. Like I like to increase it by inflation. So I may not increase my income by inflation, but my costs by inflation, because as we go into the new year, prices are likely to go up. So just saying, okay, fine, in December, for example, my expenses was such and such amount, and just maybe putting a premium for like 6% or whatever a percentage you want, inflation percentage or whatever, and then increasing that amount to make sure that you allocate the effects of inflation on your allocated expenses as well is a good idea. Thank you very much, guys, for watching my video. I will see you on the next one, and goodbye.